Tuesday edition of PFT Live, the morning after the launch of free agency. Mike Evans exiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after 12 seasons, first-round pick back in 2014, 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That was a record to start a career, and it tied an all-time record with Jerry Rice. Phenomenal player, helped win a Super Bowl, great in the community, came into the NFL as a very quiet and humble person. He became a somewhat more outgoing and still very humble person later in his career. The Buccaneers loved him. The Buccaneers wanted to keep him. But at the end of the day, and look, I think they handled this as tactfully as they could. They've got Chris Godwin that they're paying $22 million a year to. They've got Emeka Egbuka. There have been that hamstring issues in recent years. And there's just, it's the Belichick. It's better to part ways 1 year too early than 1 year too late. You're just taking a risk as you get deeper and deeper into your 30s. And I just wonder, they're going to say all the right things, just like, did they think it was time as well?
Yeah.
And I wonder if Mike Evans just sensed from them that even though they're going to say all the right things and they don't want to be the bad guys and all this, and they don't want the perception to be that they're pushing him off, do you sense from them, by him, that maybe it was time? Either way, this is one that lingered. There was a lot of confusion. I think it was a fight to maybe get the money that they got.
Yeah.
He chooses to go to San Francisco. And just by virtue of the fact that the numbers are kind of all over the place, there were multiple reports that one team had offered him more than $27 million a year on a one-year deal, and then the deal comes in initially at 3 years, $60 million, and you've got other places out there putting it as low as $14 million. Like, what's the truth on the Mike Evans deal? We're going to find it out.
Yeah.
We're going to find it out. And the harder they try to hide it, the more determined I'm going to be to find it. It could be that this just isn't a very good deal and that the 49ers got a bargain, the flip side of what the Raiders did. Mike Evans wanted to play for the 49ers, wants to chase another championship, and didn't care about the money.
Yeah, and they need somebody. And he's in a spot where he goes, wait, culture's good. They know how to get receivers open. And I think all the things that you just said there, too. It felt like it was a soft breakup, an easy letdown. Tampa was ready to move on, and we understand that. Like you said, there's injuries. He's 32 years old. We know at that position it can fall off in a hurry. It can take 1 year, and you go, "Whoa, he's remarkably different than he was last year." And then the year after that, you go, "Whoa, he's lost another step." So that's where it's risky. That's where I would be surprised if it's $20 million a year. I'm interested to see that as well. And on top of that, Evans, he's not known for being the most intricate route runner. He's a guy that, you're going to put him on the outside. He's going to run go routes. He's going to run routes down the football field. It's not going to be a lot of stop, break another way, stop, break, go this way, then break out that way. That's not who he is. The 49ers had a need for that type of guy there. Brandon Ayuk's done. We know that. Mike Evans knows how to play, big body receiver. I think that's where it makes sense for the 49ers, and I understand it from Mike Evans. But, I don't know if I believe all those numbers and hype out there that was going around this conversation yesterday.
And, hey, man, somebody was working someone yesterday. I'm not going to name names. I don't need any more enemies than I already have, although my other attitude is bring them on. Who cares? I'm old enough to not give a shit anymore. But it sure felt like somebody was pushing someone who had access to a camera and a microphone to hype the hell out of Mike Evans. When I heard a suggestion that he could go to the Rams, what are you talking about? The Rams? With Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams, they're going to wedge Mike Evans into that, and it's going to be a good thing. We see it with the draft. We see it all the time now in media. There's relationships out there and different people. Sometimes they're just useful idiots and they don't even know they're doing it, but they're pushing different people. They're hyping different people, and I know part of it is they're trying to entertain.
And he's a big name.
There's also but there's also are we trying to be honest with our audience? Or are we just trying to shake pom-poms and here's flashy objects and let's just keep them confused and impressed and entertained, and who cares about what the actual reality is? And the reality is he's 32 years old. He's got a bulky hamstring that seems to grab, more and more often the older he gets, and the fact that the final numbers are
all over
elusive.
The place. Yes.
It tells me there was something going on here where And it could just be the agent realized Mike's determined to go to San Francisco. I got to do everything I can to get the best possible contract because he's just determined to go. And, once a team knows that a guy wants to be there, they're not going to give him more money. They're going to give him less.
Yeah. It's sad. It's an end of an era. That's what stinks about the salary cap and everything there, because he's an icon in Tampa. He's one of the most well-liked guys in the history of the organization. If you've ever been around Mike Evans, they don't come any nicer. He's as good as they come, and it's natural and it's easy. And he cares about the sport and he cares about people, and that's the lasting impact he'll have in Tampa Bay. As long as being the greatest receiver in the history of Tampa Bay Buccaneers and one of the greatest players in the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a guy that will be up there, on the side of the stadium with Warren Sapp and Rondé Barber and John Gruden and everybody.
By the way, welcome to California, where you're going to pay 13.3% state income tax. And look, that on one hand, that issue doesn't get discussed enough. On the other hand, it's not applicable to your entire pay. The way it works is for your home games, and I assume signing bonuses, like the big picture bonuses that are paid out to start the year, that's all run through whatever state you're living in. For your road games, you have to pay income tax in the state where the road games are played. Could you imagine doing the taxes for a guy who's playing 9 road games a year and he's playing in all these different states? You got to do a tax return here, tax
different
return
countries.
There, tax return there.
Yeah.
And it's a significant figure when you're looking at a game check. And it's more than most people in that state make in a year.
Yeah.
And you were there one day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
it is crazy.
But still, it's better. Overall, there's a net benefit, obviously, to being located as your home team in a state that doesn't have state income tax. And Mike Evans gave that up in Florida, and he's embraced it in California. And as Devin McCourty says, guys just care about APY. It is amazing. But I think in this case, Evans didn't care about APY. Evans wanted to go to the 49ers, and he's getting his wish.
He gets to go to the 49ers. They're a good football team. They got an offensive genius running the show, and Shanahan, and a real need to where I think he knows, like, wait, they need me. They got to have me. And I'm going to have a vital role within this offense right next to Ricky Pearsall. It's going to be us, too. We don't know what's going to happen with Juwan Jennings. He's a free agent out there. But, yeah, you go to a spot where you know it's a winner and you know you're going to be a staple of the offense and a good offense at that with a good quarterback. At this point of his career, yeah, I could see him being very content with this situation yesterday.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.